Good afternoon. It's your brother Samuel Williams, and about to talk about his words. So yesterday on Facebook we spoke on. So I did a video yesterday on Facebook, and in that we were talking about basically the hope of your salvation. Basically, to sum it up, but we were still talking about this whole your lifestyle preaching thing. You know, but to understand. So what is the hope of salvation? So most people will tell you, they're Christians. They'll tell you when you ask them, okay, what's the hope of your salvation? If they even understand that question, they'll tell you heaven. I hope to one day go to heaven. That's why I'm saying that's the hope of my salvation, to one day die and go to heaven. So they're okay with living a lifestyle of failure on this planet, and then to just eventually die and go to heaven. But if you read the Gospels, Jesus did not live a life of failure. Hold on, give me a second. Jesus didn't live a life of failure. Jesus lived a life of success. You may bring up the scripture now. Jesus didn't have a place to live. Jesus was well taken care of. Jesus was well taken care of. And in this day and age, our ministry doesn't necessarily look like Jesus' ministry. Our ministry is a bit more conditioned. Our ministry is a bit more conditioned. Jesus hasn't put us in adverse situations. Jesus was in adverse situations, so the grace on his life had to provide for him, to just get him what he needed to whatever extent. At this time, Jesus is blessing us with things that we want and need. Like Jesus didn't have a house, we have houses. Jesus said, he that believes in me, the works that I do, he will do also, and greater works will he do, because I'm going to the Father. So we're going to experience greater measures of the power of God than Jesus did when he was here. We're going to walk and exemplify and display greater examples, greater effects of the spirit and power of the Lord, because Jesus, what he did, that was just to set the stage. Jesus set the stage for us. Jesus set the stage for us. Jesus came and he showed us how to do it. He's like, let me show you how to do this. By the way, what I'm doing, you're going to do even better than what I'm doing. And you may look at it and say, well, Jesus did some great things. He sure did. So just imagine what kinds of things you're supposed to be walking in. Even if you look at the Old Testament, these men of God, Elisha, you look at Elisha's ministry, Elisha chose not to be rich. Elisha chose not to be rich. He chose not. I mean, you got this. First of all, this guy is helping the king. You don't think the king is providing for Elisha, giving him things? If Elisha's taking it, Elisha's getting things. The king, he'll warn the king, hey, don't go here, go there, because the Syrian king is, he wants to get you. So don't go this way. He set an ambush there. Go this route. Elisha even brought the entire Syrian army just about to the king of Israel. Like, the Syrian army could have been absolutely annihilated that day. That day when he smote them with blindness in 2 Kings, made all those guys go blind, and then led them. On top of that, the Syrian guy, Captain Naaman, comes, and he comes with stuff for them, for Elisha. He comes with stuff. Like, hey man, like Elisha could have been a rich man. He chose not to be rich. But the blessings of the Lord make rich, and he has no sorrow. So the Lord's like, oh, you work for me, I'm going to give you opportunity. You have to refuse it. There's no such thing as the Lord's people being poor, unless that's just the will of God for your life, which in our day and age is not really God's will. I mean, it could be. But you're not called to live a lifestyle of failure. That's not the will of God. If you are a Christian in this time, if you are a Christian and someone asks you and says, "What's the hope of your salvation?" and you say, "To go to heaven," like, right, brother. You first of all, your words are insight deeper than the skin. So what you say is not what you just said. Sorry, how do I say that? So you may say, "Oh, I'm just waiting to go to heaven, man." Why are you saying that? Why is that the hope of your salvation? No. I'm not saying that we're not to look forward to heaven, because I want to go to heaven. I desire to go to heaven. That should not be the basis of your desire. That should not be the only reason why you're a Christian. Why are you a Christian? What's the hope of your salvation? To go to heaven. That's the wrong answer. That's the wrong answer. And if God lets you in at all with that mindset, you're not gonna have anything. You're gonna lack things. You're gonna have a hard life. All you want to do is just go to heaven. That's it. So you're willing to settle for failure in this life? You know, like so somebody may say, hey, oh man, so what made you want to be a Christian? Man, I wanted to go to heaven. Or I just didn't want to go to hell. You know, so those two answers. What's the hope of your salvation? We're gonna talk about both of them. Man, the hope of my salvation, the reason why I became a Christian, so I don't go to hell, man. Okay, that says something. That does say something, especially if you are much further in your faith. So I understand, you know, somebody who's been saved for a week or a month or 2 months, and they're like, if you say, man, why you became a Christian? Man, I didn't want to go to hell, man. All right, we'll take that answer from a 2 month old, from a 1 month old, from a 1 week old. You know, we'll take that answer. For someone who's been saved, let's say you've been saved for 5 years. Man, you've been saved for 5 years, man. What made you want to be a Christian? Why are you a Christian? Why every day? Why what makes you get up and seek the Lord and pursue Him? Man, I ain't trying to go to hell. That's the wrong answer. That's the wrong answer. That shows a few things. That shows that, number one, you don't love God. And number two, if you could sin and get away with it, you do it. Like if there was no hell, you know, and it was just integrity. And just be integrous. You do some wicked stuff. You don't love the Lord, one, and B, you desire sin. The only reason why you don't do it is because, not because you hate it. The Word of God doesn't say you who love the Lord don't sin. You who love the Lord hate evil. If you love God, hate the evil. Don't just not do it. You have to hate it. You have to hate it. So you may say, nah, man, I just don't want to go to hell. I just don't want to go to hell. That's not the right answer. If you love Jesus, if you are a Christian, your reason for being Christian should. There we go. Sorry, I don't know why this keeps happening. Every video this happens, but you may say, man, I desire, you know, number one, I love God. I love God, so I follow Him. Number two, I want to see Jesus here. I want to live a lifestyle of success. I want to live a life of success. I want to be successful in this life, and I'm not talking about the fact that you're gonna go to school one day and get the PhD degree and you know get your masters in electrician or whatever crazy stuff you may desire. I'm talking about living a lifestyle of success in Jesus' eyes. What does Jesus view as success? Whatever He says, that's what I want to do. Your desire should. I want to expand the kingdom. Hey man, what's the hope of your salvation? Oh, to see Jesus manifest on this planet. Like Jesus isn't gonna come here. Oh, He's gonna come here because I'm here. So He's gonna come here. He's gonna come here. He may not come here, you know, He may not come for you, but He's gonna come for me. He's gonna show up here for me. What makes you so and people may say, oh, that sounds arrogant. That's prideful. You know, you sound arrogant. What do you mean Jesus is gonna come here for you? Oh no, I do what He says. You do what He says, you'll attract Him. Just like if you go out there and if you're a I don't want to use this example, but I am going to. If you're a woman and you wear a certain type of clothing and then guys are looking at you, they want your number, it's the same thing. You do this, you wear obedience, oh, that's going to attract Jesus. You wear passion and hunger for His will, oh, that's going to attract Him. He's gonna, hey, who's that guy? Oh, that's this guy. He wants you to be here. That's why he does what he does. Oh, okay, I'm going to show up. I'm going to make my abode with him. You know, I'm going to come in. I'm going to sup with him and he with me. We're going to eat together. I'm going to have a relationship with him. He's going to see things that nobody else sees. You know why? Because he puts forth this level of effort. The hope of his salvation is not just to go to heaven. You know, that could be, in our day and age, the mind of a gold digger. I just don't want to go to hell. I just want to go to heaven. So you only want to obey Jesus so you can escape wrath. Or you only want to obey Jesus so that you can go somewhere after this life, go and be with him after doing nothing on this planet. You're not living a life of constant power. You're not living. Your life is supposed to be a display of power because, as we've been speaking about, your life is supposed to be preaching who Jesus is, what he does. If you live a lifestyle of constant ups and downs, and you're just going further down and further down, you're not preaching right. You're preaching another gospel. You're preaching that Jesus isn't faithful. You're preaching that Jesus is that Jesus doesn't care about those who serve him. You're preaching that God is not fair. You're preaching that God isn't just. That's what your life is preaching. You're preaching that God is broke. Nah, God is broke, man. You know, I live this way, man. Roaches in the house. 1, 2. I'm living on. You know, I live in the projects, you know, and I preach this gospel every day. What, you live in the projects? Yeah. Did Jesus tell you to move to the projects? No. Why do you live in the projects? Nah, man, because, you know, God sometimes he just, no, you're living a lifestyle of failure. You're living a life of failure. You know, and you said your parents were broke too? Yeah, man. Oh, no, you're under a generational curse that you need to break out of. You know, a generational curse of poverty. Nah, man, you know, Jesus ain't have a place to live. I'm lucky that I even have a place. Oh, you want to live that life of failure. All right, fine. You know, you'd rather succumb to the failure of this world than to put forth effort to see Jesus in ways that nobody else can. You know, the hope of your salvation is not supposed to be simply to go to heaven. Now, that should be, you know, you should want to go to heaven. And I'm not saying there are times where you may desire to go, like, Jesus, I can't wait to go. Yes, you know, even so come, Lord Jesus, come. But you know, we have work to do here. You know, we're supposed to desire to see Jesus here. Man, why do you do what you do? Oh, you mind if I tell you some testimonies? Yeah, man, tell me some testimonies. Okay, so this is just a normal day. You know, there are some days that are more spiritual, more higher than others, but this is just a normal day. So a normal day would look like, you know, so there's one time I woke up and you know, I went out. I woke up. I sought the Lord. He appeared in the room. You know, we talked for a little bit, and then after that, you know, then I went out there to go and make some breakfast and get ready for work. You know, I made breakfast, and as I was making breakfast, you know, I cut my hand a little bit. You know, the knife went deep. You know, my pinky was hanging off, and you know, I had to pray before I sat there, and I prayed for, you know, 30 minutes, and then my pinky just got fixed. Really? Yeah, man. And the Lord left the mark right there, just so that I don't forget that He did that for me. You know, so yeah. And then after that, I got up after that, and I went back into the kitchen to finish what I was doing. When I finished, I realized that I had to be at work in 2 minutes, and I live 20 minutes away from my job. You know, so I hurry up, threw on my clothes, I got in the car, and you know, and I looked at the phone, the time clock thing, and it said, you know, I had to start work. I had 30 seconds to get to work. I started driving. I prayed. The next thing I know, I was already in the room. I was in the clock out room, and I was just like, what? How did I get here? And then I clocked in. I was on time, you know, and then I started work just for my boss to tell me, hey, man, you know, you've been doing a great job. We want to give you a $7 raise. You're never late to work. You know, you're never late. We want to give you a $7 raise. Oh, really? Yeah. And then this happened and that. And they're like, what? And you say, yeah, man, how did your life, how does a normal day in your life look like? And they tell you some garbage story of how, you know, they got fired from 2 jobs. They was working 2 jobs. They got fired from both of them in the same day. You know, they're like, man, I don't know what's happening. You know, but I know God gonna come through one day. You know, did God tell you, you asked them, did God give you any affirmation? They say, nah, what's affirmation? I never even heard of that word. Like, what? What kind of life are you living? Or they're living a lifestyle of failure. Why? Why do you live a lifestyle of failure? Well, because the hope of my salvation is just to make it to heaven. So I'm just doing the bare minimum to make it to heaven. Like, what? Yeah. Those people who do just, you know, you want to just slide into heaven. You want to do the bare minimum just to make it to heaven. All you desire is to make it to heaven. Your desire is not to see Jesus on this planet manifest. Your job is not to glorify. Your desire is not to glorify God. You don't want to see Him glorified. You say, I do want to see Him glorified. Not if all you want to do is go to heaven. That's not the Christian's job. God has not made all of this power and grace and wisdom available just so you can go to heaven. No. And one of the things you have to understand is, if God gives you a lot and your answer is, thanks God, but I'm going to use this. I don't even know what I'm doing all of this because my desire is really just to go to heaven. God's going to start taking grace from you. God's going to start stripping you of power and wisdom. Like, all you want to do is go to heaven? I'm going to give this to somebody who's going to use it. I mean, it's like, you know, the one soldier who shows up at the battlefield and, you know, he has his nation is rich and stuff. So they got more weaponry. He gets his own nuclear gun. Like, you have a nuclear gun. You got grenades that you could throw at will. You got this. You got this weapons that nobody even has. And you go and you say, oh, well, I'm not fighting because I know we want to expand our territory and all that, but I'm really only doing this just because, like, when I get home, I got this king size Snicker that I want. That's all I'm thinking about. I don't really want. I don't really want to expand the territory. I just want to help. I just want to get the good stuff at the end. Like, oh, what? Hey, take all that extra stuff from him. Take all that extra stuff from him. Give him just a standard rifle. What? What's this? Nah, man, you don't need this good stuff. You only want the good. You only want to get paid. Like, that's all you thinking about. You're not thinking about this. And then when the soldiers go and all the soldiers come back, none of them died. You had a basic job. You just had to stand and guard one tent. You didn't get no action. And the other soldiers come back, man, you should have saw what happened. We was over there, we did this. We saw this, we got this. We experienced this. Nobody died, man. It was just us. We fought. And then all those soldiers, they get this stuff. They get higher position. All of them are your boss. Like, all of them can tell you what to do. They get even better materials, better weaponry, and you're stuck with this standard rifle. You don't get no honors, no badges, no medals. Like, why didn't I get? Oh no, because you just want to do the bare minimum. These guys are willing to go exceeding beyond. You just want to do the bare minimum, and that's how God is. God said, "Hey, my desire, occupy till I come. Occupy till I come. Run this place. Give me more territory while I'm gone." Okay, God. For people who are like, God, I just want to go to heaven. My hope is just to one day die and go to heaven. And Jesus is like, okay. I've made this available. You could pursue me like this and see me like that. I'll manifest. And you're like, nah, Lord, I don't want to fail. That's you calling God a liar. God, I don't believe that you're going to manifest. I don't believe. So because I already don't believe, I don't want to put forth effort, Lord, because if I put forth the effort and I don't see you like you said you're going to show up, then it's going to hurt me more. It's going to make my heart sick even more. And God's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up. I will never leave you nor forsake you. And you're just like, nah, God, I don't believe it. That's why God hates the unbelieving. Unbelieving people won't see anything. You're not going to get anything. And how is it that so that's how you know that people who just want to go to heaven are messed up people. Because you don't want to put forth effort every single day to see Jesus manifest. You don't want to see him manifest every single day in your life in a new way. You just hope for this magical event of, this fantasy of afterlife. Like, I'm just gonna one day go to a happy place. How do you know? How do you even know you're on track to get to the happy place? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? Because if Jesus doesn't come and tell you that you're on the right track, if he's not doing notable things in your life to let you know that he loves you, to let you know that you're on the right track, to let you know that, he hears you and that he even exists, how are you going to just, you're not going to obey other instruction that he tells you to do because you just believe in this fantasy of afterlife, this fantasy of one day I'm going to go to heaven. Where you get that from? Oh, this book. Oh, that faulty book called the Bible. That stuff got a lot of contradictions in it. Does anything manifest out of that Bible? I mean, this one time where, I didn't know what the word, I didn't know how to pronounce, Isaiah's son, what's his name? Mir Shahal Hashbal. One day I didn't know how to say the word, and then, I was able to say the word. Hey, man, you have nothing going for you. You're a loser. You're a loser. God is not raising up losers. God is raising up champions. God is raising up sons who are going to reign with him. That's his desire. I want you to reign with me in my throne. Sit with me in my throne. God is calling us up. God is trying to seat us in heavenly places. In heavenly places. God doesn't want to just, no. He wants us to rule and reign. That's what he's calling for us to do. Jesus said, hey, I've given you power over serpents, scorpions, over all the powers of the air. You can do all of this stuff. All of this is yours, Nothing by any means will hurt you. Everything I have is yours. Everything I have is yours. do what you want to do, man. Just expand my territory while I'm not there. Okay. Now, if you don't believe it, you're not going to receive it. If you don't believe it, you won't be established. Why won't you be established? Because God is not looking, God isn't impressed with you. God just wants you to obey. How will you obey? If you believe. How will you believe? If you see. How will you see? If you believe. So if you believe, God's gonna show you. Okay, so he has this basic level of belief. Let me give him this. Oh man, God, you just did this. Yeah, man. Now, now what do you now what you think? I believe you even more. I think you can do anything. Oh really? All right, well do this. And you do it and he manifests like, wow, now, God, now I'm gonna do this, Jesus. Okay, do it. You do it and he manifests like that. Like, wow, Jesus, you're just showing out, huh? And Lord's like, yeah, you show out, I'm gonna show out more because you can't outgive God. So if God says, hey, do this, and you do it, like, oh wow. Okay, do this. You do. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm gonna tell this. So Friday, Friday night after church, I went to go and seek the Lord. I went to go and seek the Lord Friday night after church, right? So I didn't go to sleep. I went to sleep at like 5 a.m. Friday. I went to sleep at 5. Got up at 8. And then I preached this gospel. Preached the gospel. Then, it's Friday. No, that was Saturday morning. Friday night, Saturday morning, 12. And then, then Saturday night, Saturday I went out with, I went somewhere with some people. I was at their house. We had a good time. Good fellowship. And then came home Saturday night. Now, I got to be to church at 10 a.m. in the morning. 10 o'clock in the morning. And so I was like, but I gotta seek the Lord. I feel like the Lord wants me to seek Him, because I did get in my bed. I did get in my bed, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just get up at 3. But lately, I haven't been hearing my alarm clock, so I was like, I don't want to risk not getting up and praying before church. I want to be able to pray, read, and preach before church. I don't want to risk not being able to do that because I didn't hear my alarm, and so I overslept. I don't want to risk that. So I was like, I'm going to stay up again. But man, you haven't slept. You only slept from like 3 something, from like 5 something to 8 something. You've been up all day. You need to go to sleep. No, I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to stay up and seek Jesus. Oh, okay. So I made a decision to do that. Stayed up. I sought the Lord. And then guess what happened? And then I didn't even know that they were going to move the time forward back to what it normally would be. So before when they move the time back, you get an extra hour of sleep. I didn't even know that they moved it forward, so I thought it was 5 o'clock. It was really 6 o'clock. So I thought it was going to give me at least 3 good hours of sleep. I got to be to church at 10. I want to be up at least 9 something to get ready. I was like, man, I thought I was going to at least get me 3 hours of sleep. That's not going to happen. So I laid down. When I did officially lay down, it was 6:50. I was like, oh, Jesus. So I laid down. I got up at 6:30. I got up at 6, no, not 6:30. I laid down at 6:50. I got up at 8:30. I got up at 8:30. It was like an hour and 40 minutes of sleep. And then I'm tired. I'm dog tired, as they'd say. And so I'm like, all right, let me go, let me worship the Lord. So I put forth effort in worship. I gotta put forth effort in worship now. Jesus has to. And what happened was Jesus was there, like. Jesus, church hasn't really, usually for me, it takes some time. I got to work into this. No, not Sunday morning. Sunday morning, I was feeling the glory. Like, wow, this is crazy. The glory? Already? I don't feel the glory yet. Usually it's like at least 50 minutes in, I feel the glory. But it's, like right now, okay. Then after that, I'm after church. My mindset was, okay, I'm going to go take a nap. Oh, no, not even after church yet. So I'm sleepy, okay? I'm sleepy. I'm sitting there, worship. I guess I was like doing this, and I was like, let me get up. So I got up. I can't sleep. No, I gotta worship Jesus. So then the word came on. Now the word, I'm sitting on the couch. What better time to go to sleep than during the word? Like let's go to sleep during the word. Sitting down on a comfortable couch. Let's go to sleep. But I did not go to sleep. The Lord kept me awake. The Lord kept me awake. Like I was up. Amen. I'm awake. I feel tired in that I like the plan. Okay, after church, I'm going to sleep. I feel tired, but it's like, nah, man. This word, something about this. I'm awake. I'm alert. Did not go to sleep. I did not go to sleep. And after that, I went and I ate something. And now it's my day to clean up the kitchen. So it's my day to clean the kitchen. Normally, my family, they'll cook. People cook, make a big old mess, and like, yeah, all right, man, good night. And that's all you. Like, what? Really? Like, is this? Like, yeah, man, that's all you. Like, happy birthday, congratulations. That's your kitchen you gotta clean. Like, oh Lord. So, after church, so it's my day. I was like, let me clean up this kitchen. I cleaned up most of it, and then then we ended up leaving. I left. I haven't slept, and then I got there, and there's food going on. I eat food, and then I come home. On the way home, I come to the house, and guess what's happening? Guess what's happening? The kitchen is being cleaned for me, and I'm just like, what is happening? Like I see my aunt in there, she's cooking, and I'm just like, oh, she's cleaning, and I'm surprised because I already know, like, oh, this is about to be, this is about to be crazy. It's about to get crazy. It's about to be crazy. So, I'm like, oh, so but she's already cleaning it. So I'm like, oh, okay, let me relax. So my mind, I guess I was thinking about getting up early. Like, okay, so I'm not gonna stay up all night, but I am gonna get up early. I laid down, and it was just like, I set the alarm for 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock in the morning. I set the alarm for 3 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. And when I woke up this morning, I was just like, man, I haven't slept like that. I went to sleep at like 11. I woke up today at 10 something, and I was just like, man, I haven't slept that long. Like that's crazy. Normally I would wake up. I mean, I go back to sleep, but I'll wake up. Didn't wake up, and now I'm like, oh, I forgot the rice. I forgot to put the rice away. I'm like, Lord, why would you, my mom, like, why would you let me sleep past the alarm? Like, and why did the alarm just turn off? Like, usually the alarm will just go, until I wake up. Sometimes it'll take me like 20 minutes to hear it. Like, usually, I'll be in a dream, and then I'll just hear an alarm in the dream, and I was like, what is happening? And like, my body just gets up. I'll get up like, oh wow, the alarm. But I didn't hear it at all, and for some reason the alarm was off. And it's not that somebody turned the alarm off because the alarm is still on. The alarm is still on, but the sound was going like as if either it didn't turn on or I just didn't hear it and it just turned off by itself, which normally does not happen. So I was like, Lord, why would you let me sleep past the alarm? I was like, hey man, I love you. You've been staying up a lot lately. You've been staying up a lot lately. You think you can outdo me? No, go to sleep. I'm not even going to let you get up. You think you can outdo me? No, when you go to this party, this is going to happen. The Lord's blessed me at this party. The gathering, the gathering. The Lord blessed me. Lord bless me. The Lord bless me. Oh, when you come home, man, you don't even have to worry about the kitchen. Just go to bed. Jesus, but normally I would, yeah, not tonight. You've been doing this. I got you. I'm going to make sure that somebody does it for you. Really, Jesus? Yeah, I got you, man. Go to sleep. All right, I'm going to wake up early. No, you're not. I'm going to make sure you stay asleep because you need this rest. You need the rest. Like, sometimes we feel like God doesn't care about our lives or our the small things in our lives. God cares a lot about it. God cares about stuff. I remember Brother David, our pastor told us a story of how, he went, he wasn't sleeping. He was just staying up and praying. And how, one little kid walked up to him and was trying to pray for him, put his hand on him and was just like, Lord, bless Brother David to go to sleep. Brother David knew that was the Lord telling him, hey man, yeah, I see what you're doing. I want you to sleep. You got to sleep. You got to get some sleep. Now, we're not supposed to idolize sleep, but we are supposed, the Lord does care about our physical health. Like, hey man, don't eat that right there. That right there, that's junk food. Don't eat that a lot. Because I care about you. I want you to live. I want you to be able to live a full, happy life. I care about you. If you feel like God doesn't care about the small things that bother you, like these small things, they bother you. You don't think they bother God? They bother God because they bother you. We don't understand that God is a father. So he cares about what concerns you. The word of God says he will perfect what concerns you. And there are people who have testimonies. I remember when and it may seem like, man, the bad thing happened, but really the Lord was preserving me. I had some money. I got some money. I put the money in my pocket. I put the money in my pocket, and I put my clothes in the closet. I gotta wash my clothes. I think I had something to do. Gotta wash my clothes, but I forgot to wash my clothes. Man, oh man, I didn't get to wash my clothes. Oh no, it was a pair of pants. I left a pair of pants. The pair of pants. I'm like, man, and I like these pants. These are my basketball shorts. I like wearing these pants, and I forgot them. Man, I forgot the pants. And then I leave it like whatever. They're still in the closet. I leave them, and then a little bit later, it's like, all right, let's go to the store. Oh yeah, the store. And then I remember, yeah, I got money. I think I look in the jar where I keep my money, and I'm just like, hold on a second. Where's this money? I look in my top drawer. Where's this money? And it comes to me, oh, it's in my pants. It's in my pants, man. Oh man, the washing machine probably ripped it up or something, And I was like, man, but what pants was I wearing? Look in the closet. I go in the pants. The money was in there. Like, oh Jesus. Wow, you made me forget to wash these pants because you knew that I had money in there. Like, wow, that's crazy, Jesus. That's crazy. You care about that? Like, Jesus, you care about that? Like, you're willing to make like you knew I had money in these that I forgot in my shorts and you're like, all right, let this guy just forget these pants. Because he's this guy. I'm going to let him forget the pants. Forget the pants. I forget the pants. Wash everything else except those pants. And then it's like, oh, man, I need my money. Oh, I washed clothes, though. No, but you didn't wash those pair of pants that you had the money in. Oh, wow, Jesus. That's crazy. Oh, wow, you care about me. Wow. And the Lord does. He will perfect what concerns you. But there are levels of that. So that level, that's the level of me. I look at that stuff and I cherish it. Like, wow, Jesus, thank you. But I'm looking over here like, okay, so yeah. Oh, it's like walking in the store and you see, the stuffed animals. Oh man, those stuffed animals, they're so cool. Wow. Or the person showing you, man, these stuffed animals. Yeah, man, you can get these stuffed animals. All you have to do is just these stuffed animals are just $3.50. Yeah, $3.50. Wow, and the stuffed animals may be nice. Like, man, those stuffed animals are really nice. But guess what? There's that stuff over there. Whoa. What's that stuff over there? Oh, no, but these stuffed animals, no. And God will do that. Like, hey, you could see me, you could get this. And you're like, Jesus, I know you got more. Like, yeah, but you could get this. You have to come into his presence boldly. But if you don't know that he has stuff, then you're not even gonna know what's behind. Like, Jesus, what's behind those curtains right there? Oh no, that's nothing. That's nothing. What you really want is this. Jesus will try to deceive you at times. What you really want is this. Because he wants to see. How bad do you want stuff? Because what's behind that curtain, he wants you to have it more than you even want it. But if you don't want it enough, you're not even going to pursue that. You're just going to fall for the deception of the Lord. You're not going to get it. You're going to get this. Oh yeah, that's $3.50. But Jesus, what's this over here? You go into the curtain. Oh, this is what you are hiding from me, Jesus. How much is this? Oh, now that costs a little bit more. You got to live this kind of lifestyle of holiness. Jesus, I'm willing to do it. Here's my money. And so those who get minor stuff from Jesus, they don't have to live to a level of holiness level of holiness that you may have to. So if you see Jesus to this extent, then you gotta live a lifestyle of holiness that matches that. If you see Jesus at this, then he's not gonna require you to live a life above this, because it's like so. I'm sorry, I hear there's music. Give me a second. There's music. Like, they're playing the drums while I'm preaching. It's fine. Yeah. Jesus is going to be glorified either way. So the Lord, he wants to give you more. If you want this, you got to live a lifestyle that matches that. But for people who want bare minimum, like, I just want to go to heaven. I just want to go to heaven. Like, oh, you only want to go to heaven. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so you're going to live a lifestyle of failure. But you don't have to meet these standards. They don't want to. If we were to really get down, dig deep, why do people only want to go to heaven? Why is that their hope of salvation? Well, one, they don't love Jesus enough. Two, They only want to put forth the bare minimum because they don't love him enough. They don't want to put forth the effort that it takes to see him at this level. They only want to put forth the effort that it's going to take to see him at ground level. You know, oh man, Jesus woke me up and started me on my way. Oh, that's all you got? That's it? Do you heal the sick? Is Jesus manifesting to you like this? You know, what level, to what level does God manifest? Oh, nah, man, you know, God, you know, sometimes he's busy. God is busy. Okay? That's coming from an unbeliever. Somebody who doesn't believe. Oh, no, man, you think it's okay to just live with that. So we, as Christians, we need to put forth the right level of effort. We need to put forth effort. The hope of your salvation should not just be because you don't want to go to hell or because you want to just go to heaven. Your hope should be, I want to see Jesus like this. Jesus has to manifest. Why does Jesus have to manifest? Because I'm here. Because I'm here. Jesus is going to show up because I'm here. Like, says who? Says what? Says him. He said, hey, humble yourself, seek my face, I'll appear. Really? Okay, I'm going to humble myself, I'm going to seek your face. And then when you find him and he's just doing things in your life, like, wow. And people are going to hate on you. People are going to be jealous. Like, how does he get that? Oh, you're putting forth bare minimum. You just want to go to heaven. You know, if you even get there at all, but you just want to go to heaven. You just don't want to go to hell. You're not going to see Jesus like this. But why? Because you're not putting forth the effort. Put forth the effort, man. How come your veins come all over your arm? Oh, no, I train to this extent. You just do 2 push-ups a day, you know, and think you're doing something. No, you have to not eat these things, only eat these things. Work out like this. You want to eat the chips and drink the juice and eat the chocolate and the white chocolate and the brownies and the cake. You want to do that. You don't want to stop doing that. You want to be what you are. You're not going to look like me. You're not going to have the muscles that I have. You're not going to be as fit as I am. Why? Because you don't put forth the right amount of effort. This guy who does, you know, he does 500 push-ups a day. You know, he does, 300 dips. He does, this. He runs for this long. He does jumping jacks like he does. He doesn't eat these things. He doesn't eat them. Like, that's out of his diet. That's out of his diet. Nah, you don't know how to. You want to keep doing that. You want to keep doing that, and then you want to just complain about how you're fat or how you're big or how, man, I don't got the muscles I want. Yeah, you're not. You're never going to, because you're not willing to put forth the right amount of effort. So Jesus is looking for hunger, passion, desire, obedience. Obey what Jesus says. Obey what he says. Do what he says. Do what he says. Put forth the effort. Christians, yes, we do want to go to heaven. That is our desire. That's going to be a thought in your mind. Like, man, I can't wait to go to heaven, man. But while I'm not there, I am going to wreak havoc on this place, on this planet. I am going to tear down, throw down, destroy, break, pluck up, all of the wickedness, all of it. I'm going to destroy, I'm going to break things while I'm on this planet. And then I'm going to build and establish God's kingdom here. Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's my desire. That's the hope of my salvation, because I love Jesus and I want to see him manifest in this place. And those are the people who God is going to manifest himself to in greater and greater and greater ways. Those are the people that God is going to show them secrets, deep secrets. Like, wow, he's going to give those people the treasures of darkness. You don't get that. You get this, man. You just get woken up and get breath into your lungs like everybody else. Yeah, when the neighborhood robber comes, he's going to break into your house too. What? What, I'm a Christian? Nah, you don't... He may not let them break into your house. He may let them take stuff in you. He may let them break in, but they won't take your TV. Like, man, they took all my food, but they ain't take my TV though. They took my clothes, but they ain't take my TV though. Yeah, of course. So, we don't want to live we don't want to live a life of failure. We want our life to preach the greatness and the power of God. That should be our desire, because that's God's desire. Jesus wants to be glorified here. Jesus wants to be glorified, and it's your job to make sure that he's glorified. So, may the Spirit of God bless you and give you grace and power to put forth the right level of effort in Jesus' name.